Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I basically melt my frontal down to my scalp so it looks like it's coming out of my scalp. I am a beginner, so please keep that in mind. I mess up a couple times, but I go back in and I fix it, and I think it looks amazing, so be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to be using this cap. Everything that I bought, I ordered it off of Amazon, so it will be listed down below. So I got this cap. It wasn't really like my skin tone color. I thought it was gonna be a little bit darker and less tan, but anyway. So now I'm gonna be using my Got to Be Glued blasting free spray, and this is for like spiking your hair. I'm just gonna spray it all around the lace where my hairline is, and I'm gonna smear it with my finger just to make sure that it's, gonna stick in place and not just like dry and not stick to my forehead. I'm gonna go back in and respray it. I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry for about 15 minutes, and I'm gonna begin cutting the excess lace. So over here I'm just pulling the cap, and I'm basically just snipping around the areas that where I put the blasting spray. And I'm also going to go behind there and snip it. I'm tucking it behind my ear. I'm going to go ahead and use the Got to Be Glued Ultra Glue, and I'm using it to lay down any pieces of the cap that is like standing or kind of in the way. I want to try to get this as flat as I can. So as you can see, like, this is very tedious. You just have to take your time with it. If you rush, it's not gonna come out, how you want it. It's not gonna come out like super neat and, like scalp. You want it to look like scalp. So take your time. I'm a beginner at this, like I said, so if I can do this, you can do this. And I'm just blow drying it down. I'm using it on the cool setting because I don't want to use hot. If I use the hot setting, it'll melt and turn white, and I don't want, that's what I'm trying to avoid, So I'm going to go in with my Maybelline powder in deep just to kind of even out the cap with my skin tone. I guess this is how I tint it to match my skin tone as close as I can. And right here, I like put it over it just to see how it's gonna look. And I'm going back in with the blasting free spray, and I'm spraying my hairline again because I want it to become tacky enough for the lace on the wig. So I'm just pressing down the lace onto the areas that is tacky. I let that sit for a little bit before I went ahead and, put on the wig, but now I'm just using the rat tail comb to smooth out any of the excess lace that is sticking out. This part is also really tedious, so take your time with it. I tried to be as detailed as possible, and I was struggling because I did not have a mirror in front of me, so I was using my monitor, which is really hard to do. So if I'm making some crazy faces, just ignore that. I'm trying to concentrate. So when I get all of the lace laid flat, I'm going to go ahead and start snipping any ones that haven't dried or isn't sticking. So that's what I'm just doing right here. And this is going to give it that realistic scalp look because it's not sticking up and out. And just creating a line of demarcation where you can actually see where the lace begins and ends. And this is honestly the key to getting it to be perfect. It's just cutting off the excess lace based on how your hairline is. I use a little bit of the free spray just to lay down any of the smaller edges, but later on I go back in and I recut it. So I'm going to use my 91% rubbing alcohol just to wipe away any of the stains from the from the blasting free spray and the Got to Be Glued Ultra Gel. And this is how it was looking so far. Like, I was very satisfied. But then I felt like I could, up it a little bit because this is very childish in a way. I mean, I'm not a professional, but I just feel like I can do better than that. So I used the powder to try to, make it a little bit more invisible, but I still wasn't feeling it. Right here, I'm just cutting off the ear part and going back in. I'm just doing all this part just to take it apart again, guys. This just goes to show that I didn't get it right on the first try, so I try again and then it looks even better. Right here, it was fine, but I was still not feeling it. So, yeah. I really just hated how one side you couldn't see any lace, and when I would turn the other side, you can kind of see the lace and the line of demarcation on my forehead, like right there. So that's what made me go back in, just to soften it up a little bit more and cut around the edges of that lace just to make it more seamless and invincible. Keep in mind, I did not pluck this way at all. That's why it's looking very dense. Um, that is something that I'm also working on. I tend to over pluck sometimes, so I'm just taking my time with it, learning step by step. I'm not gonna try and rush it, and you know, I'm not gonna become a celebrity hairstylist overnight. So just give me some time, and I will be having more hair videos out soon, so you will get to see me, get better and better each time. Thank you for watching. Peace.